Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about Whiskey Delbach getting acquired by a group known as No Sleep Beverages out of West Palm Beach. My name is Justine Mays. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Ryan Thompson, Luke Otero, and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey gang, what's up?
Hey everybody.
Hey. Hello.
Hey, so we're going to be talking today about Whiskey Delbach and getting acquired, and we'll get into that. We'll talk about it after the break. For right now, though, we had shocking news this week. We really did. Moonshine University closing at the end of the year. That's a tough one to take, and I feel like, I understand it. I don't think it's a consumer thing. I think they're doing fine with the Executive Bourbon Steward program that a lot of us and our listeners have gone through. I think everybody's like, how could that fail? And I'm like, well, that's just part of it. A lot of what they did was more industrial training and things like that, teaching distilleries. And you look at their two main customers, distilleries that need to train people to do things better, or people that are interested in opening a distillery. You look at those two segments, both are down right now. The current distilleries are tightening their belts. Times are tough. They're not like, oh, we got a huge training budget this year. No, they're like, that's one of the first areas that traditionally gets cut. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's probably not a great thing. But that is an area that quickly, gets cut. That and marketing and the things that you're like, oh, we'll just have to figure it out because we gotta save some money. And then the other thing, not as many people are opening distilleries. So, that's just being frank of the situation that we're in. I wanted to get Ryan's take on it because it was something that was very important in his career, going to Moonshine University, and it kind of got him going in the industry, and they continued to utilize him as a success story of, hey, this is what can happen. He was in their marketing materials up until present times. I mean, he's still featured on there. I know when Tim Swyatt went through his Executive Bourbon Steward training, a little bit over a year ago, he talked about, he saw young Ryan Thompson and some of the stuff that they had there. So Ryan, what were your thoughts when you heard that?
Yeah, I was sad. I was a bit heartbroken a little bit. I a couple days ago, and I had to read it and reread it. And I'm like, damn. Certainly sad, and to your point, a bit of a sign of the times. I replied to the email and emailed those guys right away and saying thank you for basically giving me a springboard into the industry. I was in their first class in January 2013 that they had ever held, and I've always said one of the most important things from that class are the instructors and the relationships built from that. Certainly leaned on them heavily during the early days, and so it was a bit sad to see the news. And then, yeah, on occasion, some of our friends would go through their program and get a fun text or picture or something. Hey, I saw you in one of the courses or whatever. So, and certainly would talk about Moonshine U and everything I was doing and different interviews and whatnot. So, love those guys. I wish them the best, and certainly, hopefully, they have another chapter here coming up in the future. But certainly a bit sad.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Justine, what do you think when you saw that? Obviously, you are an executive bourbon steward. You've gone through the program. What were your thoughts when you saw?
Yeah, it was very sad. It also made me think about when I took the class. I took it with Jim.
Mm-hmm.
We met in Kentucky and spent all day together doing the class. And then he gave me shit because I took too long to take my test. He was waiting for me for like 45 minutes. I don't think it was really that long. Maybe like 20. But nonetheless, he gave me shit. But yeah, I had good memories at that place. So yeah, very sad.
Yeah, I'm a graduate of it December 14th, 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. It was probably one of the best things I ever chose to do was to just get the nuts and bolts from the ground up. And they were very good at that. So
yeah,
going to miss them.
Yeah. Lenny, how about you? As the one person who hasn't graduated from any classes there, but you certainly know it's part of the industry. You hear a lot of people talking about. What are your thoughts on hearing that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like hearing anything in terms of demise of things that have been important to folks in the industry, been like a stalwart of like education and folks getting a springboard to doing their own damn thing and starting distilleries. Yeah, it bums me out. I guess like there's no positive side really, but I'm glad that there's discussion about it being here in the news though, because people need to recognize that, you know, if I mean, not that Moonshine University can necessarily be one that is supported as a brand, although they could have via their classes and programming, their urban steward program. I think that people need to recognize that if you kind of like just turn your head to the left and stare at the big shiny brand, you're going to lose the ones to the right that, you kind of probably wish you had, but you don't anymore. So hopefully people start to realize that it's not going to be all roses for everyone. It's hard times for sure.
Yeah. How we support the brands that are important to us is by paying for things and supporting them in that way. That's how you can ensure they're going to be around. And when you see somebody as big as that, I couldn't fathom that they wouldn't be around. I really just I can't imagine it. And then you get that note, and it's just like they're gone. They're going to finish out the year, all the classes that they've committed to. But that's it. It's like, wow. I don't know. That seems strange. So
it's very unfortunate.
Yeah. So on that downer, it is going to be time to drink. Maybe we need a drink here. So I'll go first. I've got from Rye 3. I've got their cigar blend. This is from a couple of years ago. I'm sure it says the series number somewhere on here, but I don't know where it's at. So there's a 3 in the middle. No, 3. Nah, that's not it. I have no idea what number this is, but it's from their cigar series. Audible. I'm going to give it that. I don't think that's going to win this thing, but I bet you it finishes in the middle of the pack. We'll see how that plays out. Justine looks most ready to go, so we'll have her go. What do you got there?
I have my birthday blend from MB Roland that we did the day that we...
Is it falling apart? What's on there?
Spent the day.
The hang tag. It was a hang tag. I thought the label was coming off or something, but it was just a hang tag. So. Okay.
This is the one though that is special. A, because I did it, and B, Paul made sure to tell me that I put the label on the wrong side.
Okay, she put the label on the wrong side.
I hate when people do that.
Yeah. Okay, that's our lead. Justine's going for the sweep here. She's 3 for 3. She's sitting in the lead with one person down and 3 to go in the last show of the night. We'll see what happens here. We'll see how this plays out. You're listening to it live, and it could be and she's been doing this a lot recently. So we're going to have her microphone checked. There could be some juicing of the microphone or something like that. It's on steroids. It's on steroids. Yeah. We're gonna have to send that to the lab. We'll check it out.
I'll bring it with me next week, and
Okay.
you can inspect it
We
yourself.
can inspect it. All right. We're gonna have Ryan go next. Ryan, what do you got there?
Justine, I think your lead is safe as I'm going to open up the ammunition straight rye whiskey 90 proof.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. It's open. It was squeaky.
That was not anything on this end. A little like a slapping noise. That was it.
Yeah, sounds about right.
A little bit of a slapping. All right. Justine has the lead, but Luke is up next.
I've got a bottle of Old Jet Brothers.
Okay. Okay. That was good. It wasn't
Yeah, it
enough.
was pretty punchy.
Yeah, it was nice, but not
Thank
going to be
you.
enough.
Oh.
Oh, he's protesting, but
I
yeah.
agree.
I thought that one was better than mine.
I did too.
Well, okay, we'll throw it to Ryan then. We'll throw it to a judge. Ryan, who won that? Was it Justine or was it Luke?
Wow. The pressure's on. And as much as I don't want to give it all to Justine for tonight for bragging rights, I think I got to throw it her way and let her make the sweep. So,
All right. Luke,
sorry, Luke.
Luke, you could be mad about it, but there's nothing we can do to change it. You are allowed to whine and bitch. That's all part of it. That's okay.
As
That's
wrong
within-
as Ryan is, I will accept his wrong determination.
We got to go to the VAR, huh, Luke?
So,
Got to
yeah.
bring back the VAR from the World
right.
Cup and see what's up.
All right, so here's where we're at. Luke is done. He can't appeal this. There's no like, hey Tim, listen to this. We're done. We had a live ruling here on the air, and he did not win. He was unsuccessful. So that means that Justine has the lead. But it isn't over yet for her. She can't celebrate just yet because Lenny has yet to go. What do you got there, Lenny?
I mean, she could probably celebrate. I haven't had a good track record lately. Also, I'm going a little untraditional on this one. I've got the base of an El Presidente cocktail. So, what is it? Like vermouth, orange liqueur, grenadine. I'm going to mix it with what's already in my glass, which is Deer Hammer apple brandy.
Gotcha.
So I'm making a ghetto cocktail.
Okay.
See,
that was your best cork pop of the night, but it was not enough. Was clearly not enough. Justine wins. Cheers to her.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, Justine, for picking me, but
It didn't even matter. She admitted you beat her, and it didn't matter to Ryan, our judge. So there you go. All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Whiskey Delbach. They got acquired, and what do we think this means? We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Freddie Mills, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we are talking about Whiskey Delbach getting acquired.
Yes, we are. I would assume everyone here has respect for Whiskey Delbach. I think they were solid players, a great company, and they get bought out, and we don't know the reason for that. Maybe ownership was just ready to go. Maybe they were having financial problems. Who knows? We don't have any insight into that at all. Now, someone paid the price that they were willing to sell it for, but it's called No Sleep Beverages. What kind of bothers me about that is, are they somebody that really can lend them help that they need and things like that? Are they the ones that can pull together the resources? It's different when you get bought out by somebody that is a big player, the Diageos of the world and all that, because there's there's a bunch of resources that we're going to have access to, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. You can say that. I don't know anything about. I've never heard of No Sleep Beverages until today. Have you guys? Has anybody heard of them?
Yeah, I've heard of them. I was heard of another podcast, The Drinks Business or something like that, I think is where I first heard them, maybe 6-8 months ago, something like that. So I've heard of them, but I don't know much about them necessarily. And so I did check them out a little bit. And who are these guys? And they seem to be certainly a smart group behind them, and some good CPG and beverage experience behind them. So.
Okay, well, maybe it'll work out. Maybe it'll be good.
Yeah.
I worry for Whiskey Delbach. I know that any ownership change, what does that mean? It doesn't typically. It's not typically a great situation for the current employees, for the brand, and things like that. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this goes. Maybe this is a good situation for them with the new company. But
yeah, I mean, if they were acquired by a company that had a more formidable or sizable distillery, and you could kind of see the writing on the wall where the current facility might be dissolved, processes might be diluted down. I don't know that that's going to happen. They have a pretty nice facility there. They have some pretty creative processes in terms of malting and smoking their own grain. They do a good job. I think that what I hope this acquisition brings to the table for them and other brands that are getting folded under their umbrella is that, what I think, I know a lot of small to mid-sized distilleries struggle with is, sales force, distribution, networks, like those logistics, even things such as HR, just being able to handle all the little, not necessarily daily operations, but the thing that is duplicated amongst all these other, I don't know how many brands they have. I think I recalled in that article, they've acquired a few, or they've built a few up. And maybe they have a target of, who knows, 8 brands or something. Well, there's a lot of optimizing to be done there when one holding company is that over all of these brands. Delbach, they've definitely proven that they're doing some awesome stuff. They're making a standout whiskey. They do have a source brand as well. So who knows, maybe that company looks at that and thinks, let's develop this rye that they have, that they're not constrained by their in-house production. But at the same time, the in-house production yields something that is unlike anything else out there. They're making an American single malt, which is a category that I can't imagine some companies are at least thinking this is growing. And despite what we hear from the Bourbon Bros, I mean, I don't know about you, Ryan, but when I go to whiskey festivals, I would say at least 50% of the requests are for American single malt. I do believe that it's a category that the public actually wants. Those who are devout like bourbon, get everything else out of my face, of course they don't want single malt. But everybody else is getting pretty keen on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it makes sense as an acquisition, and I hope for the best for their team. I like those guys a lot. Mark's an awesome distiller and a great guy. And I hope it's the right fit for them, and I hope they feel good about it.
Yeah, I too. I hope it works out for them, because I did do a little research on that company, and this will be probably their premium whiskey in their portfolio. They have a mezcal out there, and Ryan and Lenny, you may have seen it. It's pretty much prevalent out towards the west, called Madre, and so that footprint has been out there, and I hope, and that's what they intend to do with the whiskey too. So
I have seen that brand.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see. I think all of us are pulling for Whiskey Delbach, and Mark is a friend of ours. We've had his product actually in the ABV Barrel Shop, so we are definitely supporters of what they do, and you just got to hope for the best in this situation and see if things work out. So, but it was an interesting one, and again, kind of sign of the times, and there's a lot of things that factor into distilleries changing hands at this point. Obviously, we've heard a lot of the stories about the struggles of the bourbon industry, but we're also getting to a mature point where people have owned these distilleries now for 10, 15, 20 years, and at some point they're looking at getting out. I'm talking about retiring from the ABV Barrel Shop and all that kind of stuff. People are doing the same thing with their brands. You just get to a point where you might have some gas left in the tank and the ability to work, but you've worked hard to build up a brand, and you look at it and be like, hey, now's the time to have some fun while I can enjoy it. I mean, I feel like I could have another 10-year career. I could be at the barrel shop for 10 more years doing what I'm doing, but what am I like at the end of that 10 years? And am I able to have the fun that I'm getting ready to have in retirement? I don't think so. So I think a lot of people start thinking like that, is my point here. Yeah. So.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So there you go. That's a situation we'll watch. I don't think it's it's certainly not the first one that's happened here recently, and it's not going to be the last. The difference between a lot of them that have been reported, a lot of the reports that go out there, because bad news gets more clicks than good news. It doesn't matter the size of the distillery. Any distillery that's gone out of business recently has been making national news. It's been hitting the things, and a lot of them you're like, I never heard of this. It's a small distillery that only sells locally. It's really more like what they sell out their front door. And they don't. This one is actually Whiskey Delbach is a brand that people kind of knew. It's a small boutique brand for sure. I get that, but it is one that people cared about that are really into whiskey. So it's a little bit different. So it's different. So. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up, as we always do, by talking about where people can find us. Luke, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find us on Instagram at Santa Fe Boutique Wines, and you can find me on LinkedIn.
All right, Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deerhammer on social media at Deerhammer, on the webs at deerhammer.com. Come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
All right, Ryan.
That's all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website's 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.
All right, Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm going to be at Steve Akeley across all social media. ABVnetwork.com. That's where you can find out what's going on at the ABV Network, including listening to past and previous shows. ABVBarrelShop.com. You're going to find out what's going on in terms of inventory, any events coming up, that sort of thing. Again, ABVBarrelShop.com. Justine, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the Network.
Great job today, gang. For our audience, we're going to have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.